We walk in a world clouded by fleeting desires, distracted by illusions of status, consumed by the chase for validation. But there exists a rare breed of men, those who rise above the noise, who speak not to please but to guide, to reveal their inner strength, and to uphold their values. They are men forged by trials, men who have mastered their emotions and transcended their desires. They are men who walk the path of stoicism whether they know it or not. In our pursuit of connection, most falter, driven by insecurity, craving approval, or fearing rejection. But the high-value man, the man of wisdom and resolve, approaches differently. He speaks from a place of inner calm, an unshakable foundation, because he understands a fundamental truth: self-control is the highest form of mastery. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This wisdom extends not only to the great storms of life, but to the most intimate of encounters. When a high-value man speaks to a woman, he is not governed by impulse. His words are measured, his tone calm, and his intentions pure. He seeks no approval, for he has already found it within himself. We are not here to impress, we are here to reveal. The Stoics believed that virtue is the only good and that everything else, wealth, fame, beauty, are indifferent. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The high-value man embodies this wisdom in his conversations. He does not seek validation through charm or flattery. He doesn't manipulate with false compliments or shallow promises. Instead, he offers his presence, his strength of character, and his unwavering integrity. We are not swayed by fleeting emotions. A high-value man understands the power of silence. He does not fill the air with unnecessary words to mask his insecurity. He listens, truly listens, because he knows that understanding is far more valuable than being heard. His silence is not weakness, it is a demonstration of mastery over his impulses. As Seneca observed, it is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence. This balance is a hallmark of the Stoic mind, and it is through this self-restraint that women sense his depth, his mystery, and his quiet strength. When he does speak, his words are thoughtful, deliberate, and laced with purpose. He speaks from his values, not his desires. The high-value man does not attempt to impress with grandiose stories or boastful claims. Instead, he reveals the richness of his mind and the depth of his soul through meaningful conversation. He knows that to truly connect with another, one must first be deeply connected to oneself. We are not driven by desire, but by purpose. Most men approach women out of a sense of need, whether it's for attention, affection, or validation. The Stoic man approaches from a place of wholeness. He is already complete. He does not need to be filled by another's admiration or affection. This sense of self-possession is magnetic. Women are drawn to men who have a purpose greater than themselves, men who live not for pleasure but for meaning. As we learn from the writings of Epictetus, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. A high-value man knows that his worth is not determined by external factors, least of all by whether a woman desires him. This detachment is not coldness, it is freedom. And paradoxically, this freedom, this lack of neediness, is what makes him so compelling. We rise above the emotional games. In a world where manipulation and emotional games often rule relationships, the high-value man stands apart. He does not engage in mind games because he has no need to control others. He understands that true power comes from within, not from dominating or deceiving. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be." His behavior is direct, his intentions clear. Women can sense his honesty, his forthrightness, and they find security in his presence. He is not swayed by their reactions, whether they praise him or dismiss him. His course remains steady. He does not crumble in the face of rejection because his sense of self is grounded in principles, not the opinions of others. We are in control of ourselves, and that is enough. Ultimately, what makes a high-value man irresistible is not his looks, wealth, or status. It is his inner fortitude, his unwavering self-control. This is the essence of Stoicism. To conquer oneself is to conquer the world. As Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." We, as men of principle, rise above the trivialities that consume others. We are not enslaved by our passions, nor do we seek to enslave others. Instead, we live with purpose, speak with clarity, and act with integrity. And in doing so, we become a rare presence in a world of chaos, a presence that cannot be ignored. Women will love you not because you strive for their affection, but because you do not need it. They will love you because they see in you what they seek for themselves, a man who is whole, unshakable, and free. Let us strive together, brothers, to become such men. Not for the fleeting admiration of others, but for the eternal strength of our own souls. In our pursuit of self-mastery, we embody the highest virtues of Stoicism. We rise above the temptations of the world, not to suppress our desires, but to transcend them. And in doing so, we become men of true value, men who inspire, not because we seek to, but because we are.